This Premier League Matchday 22 picks edition of the Premier League Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Kalshi. Make real money predicting sports. Kalshi is available in all 50 states and you get $20 free with the promo code SGPN. That's Kalshi, promo code SGPN. Welcome, everybody, to the Premier League Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. My name is Malcolm Bamford, coming to you from Newcastle upon Tyne in the northeast of England. Today is Thursday, January the 15th. We are here to have a cursory glance over the EFL Cup semi-final first legs from the last couple of nights before we get stuck into a full card of Premier League action coming up on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, I think. It's a 3-day weekend in the Prem. Joining me from somewhere in Nottinghamshire is Mr. Barry Penaluna. Barry, how the hell are you?
I'm all right. I'm looking fresh on. I've just got out of the bath. Just had a nice red hot bath, so I didn't have to sit and watch Love Island with the rest of the family.
Fair enough. I had a bath, but earlier on, as you can see, I'm in my full Hugh Hefner garb, as occasion dictates. Barry, I had a bath at 7 p.m. this evening.
Early one, that.
Early bath, innit? Early bath, red card, Mark Cucurella, etc. Underwhelming week, I would suggest, of both results and picks in the AFL Cup, which we'll get to. The chat is here from reverse order. Michael Roberts is in. Andy Williams, welcome along. I put some bit of Welsh in there for Andy. Did you see that, Barry? Croeso. That means welcome.
I didn't know
Barry.
if it was Welsh or if you'd just mistyped something.
Well, you know me, mate. I'm a man of many talents, so a little bit of Welsh there to make Andy feel welcome.
On your fence.
Sorry?
I thought that's the stuff you put on your fence.
That's it. That's an excellent creosote joke, Barry. Well done, you. O'Vaines is here. Vamos, get in, is what he says. Who else is here? Lee Smith, squad number 9. Joe Dollar got the corners ladder up, as always, in Chelsea games. So well done, Joe. Yeah, we talked after we did the show on Monday night, and then we had a little 5-minute chat, didn't we? And both of us just weren't feeling that Newcastle Man City game or tie. I think it was the tie that we weren't feeling, not the game. There was a couple of reasons. Like the first leg was at home, so we were saying to Bob on the way, when we're driving home tonight, there's nothing. I don't know what would have to happen for me to feel good about this. Even I think if we're 2-1 or 3-1 up, I would be more annoyed than I was at 0-0. In fact, I was really happy at 0-1. I said to Bob, this is the score I might have picked. If I could have picked, like, not 4-0 win, I might have picked a 0-1, and then they fucked it by scoring the second goal. But there was nothing could have happened. There was no closure on the evening. And in the back of our minds, we always get absolutely marmalised at the Etihad without fail. So I just wasn't feeling it. It was just unsatisfactory. And it's not a familiar feeling, the second leg. First leg at home, like the League Cup used to be 2 legs back in the day. I would go early 90s. I don't know when they changed it, but early 90s, I remember it was every round was 2 legs. I remember vividly. So I must have been, but then again, we were playing dog shit teams in the second round and getting beat. We weren't playing semi-finals and stuff. So just something I wasn't used to, and I didn't handle it. Newcastle didn't do much wrong, I didn't think, in the match. We made the first big chance and didn't take it. Whistler after 5 minutes. And the first goal in any game is important. We conceded when we were down to 10 having received treatment. The VAR goal should have stood. And then the second goal.
The VAR sorry, what?
Hey?
Why should the VAR goal have stood?
Actually, I didn't care if it stood or not.
I mean, the time taken was a shambles. It was offside, but there was no reason at all for it to take 6.5 minutes. I just
No,
don't
you're
get
right.
it.
That's true.
That was the preposterous thing. It got to the point where obviously I want it to be offside, but it got to the point I'm sat here just shouting at Telly Jane, if it's taking this long, just fucking give them the goal.
Yeah, that's what I said in the ground. As the bloke in front of us like looked over my shoulder. I went, just fucking give it. I don't care. We were sitting there. No one knew what the fuck was going on. Like, if you know about football, we speculate it had to be something to do with a foul on the keeper or something. That was all we were speculating on. I mean, I put the time to good use. I learned to play the trumpet. I did a jigsaw while we were waiting. You know, I learned a bit of Welsh, that kind of thing. I didn't mind if they had given it, by the way. And what they didn't need, the PGMOL, after that, was the literal exact same thing that happened last night, by the way. Like, what fucking chances? They were like, oh, lads, let's just have a quiet one tonight. 6 minutes in, they're the two most similar incidents of that type that there's ever been. And they just happened to come 24 hours apart in the same competition. And then last night was fine, which I didn't really get. Was there a 5 centimetre tolerance this week?
What made it worse is the amount of commentators and pundits that didn't understand what was going on.
Right.
Because, and I've got a feeling VAR didn't know what was going on either. Because, as you know, you take the line from the second nearest defensive player to the goal, don't you? And in this case, the second nearest was Pope because Chow's behind him. But when they were putting lines on the pitch, and and you can see them sort of changing the angles, it was like they were looking at Chow all the time. And the commentators were definitely looking at Chow, saying, "Oh, he's probably in line with Chow here. He's in line." Nobody was saying he's fucking 6 inches ahead of Pope. Because when they eventually got the lines on, it wasn't even tight. It wasn't a tight call for Izzy on line. So that part took 5 minutes. I think the VARs were looking at the wrong person, and then someone said, "Hold on a second, why aren't you looking at Pope here?" Because it took 5 minutes to get to the point where they sent him to the screen and then say, "Do you think he's interfering?" And that was the only question, really. That should have took 2 minutes. Is he interfering with play? Yeah, I think he is. It brushes his fucking arse on the way through when he's holding the defender. Just wasn't as complicated as they made it. It was fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, then the exact same thing happened. But we sat on Monday night and said, "Do you want to talk about referees and VAR?" We didn't, because there was none, because it was the FA Cup. And it didn't make any fucking difference to anything. 2 games this week, both totally dominated by whatever the fuck that was. So yeah, it was a good game.
And it's a shame. I actually thought the referee managed the game fairly well.
I'm not moaning about
everything else, but he was let down by VAR. It's just fucking.
Well, I'll repeat what I've said a few times on the show: is that the players make it impossible.
Yeah,
on both sets, like. Fucking, there's a kid just started sitting behind me. Everything's a disgrace. But he's so one-eyed. You're meant to be one-eyed and a bit partisan when you go. But Bruno G likes to award himself a free kick, doesn't he? He'll just give himself a free kick. Well, there's one in the first half quite early on where he just tried to give himself a free kick, which is never a fucking free kick. And the referee ignored him. That was a disgrace. Everything was a disgrace. The Joe Linton pushing it. Just a disgrace, but so one-eyed. But I never came out. The players give him no chance. Both sets of players every week give you absolutely no chance. I thought it was a good game. We played a very, very good team. And if you look at that, the run of draws we've had in that competition, I think at some point you had to lose a game to fucking somebody. Going back last year, we Forest in round 2 when they were Champions League bound. And then, Chelsea, Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool. So we beat everybody. And then this year we've gone through Tottenham. Who was the fuck? I can't remember. Well, did we do Chelsea again, maybe?
Chelsea, yeah.
And then, Chelsea, Tottenham, Manchester City. So at some point in 8 games, you're going to lose one to one of the best 4 or 5 teams that you're constantly playing. No problem with it at all.
No, I thought balance of play. I thought there was very little in between the two teams. Really, they were a bit more clinical when the 2 chances fell their way.
Yeah, it's very
as
much
you say.
With
a chance, there's the 2 Voldemort chances in the second half as well. Keep us tipped one onto the bar. So we created enough. It's just got to take it on the chin, aren't you, to defeat to one of the best teams in Europe.
Correct, Baz. New gear available in the merch store. Loads of new items for the new year. Right now, get 10% off everything. The promo code is 2026. So go and have a scan at that. The second game, Arsenal won again. I think we're good value for it. Chelsea got close in the end, but that was as close as they're ever going to get. I think Arsenal are demonstrating a few different ways of winning matches. A fucking set-piece goal after 6 minutes, but what else are you going to do? So jury's still out on Liam Rosenior. I've got a feel. I really want to like him, but I've got a feeling he's going to make it difficult. He's just got that. We talked about Gary O'Neill actually in the past. That like cool sixth form teacher thing that he used to do. He did it on Monday Night Football when he won and demonstrated. Actually, Gary O'Neill's taken the Strasbourg job where Liam Rosenior has just left. So maybe they like that kind of thing. Like they've been hoodwinked by another PowerPoint presentation.
Did you see the? Did you see the David Brent comparison for Rosenior this week?
No, I don't think so.
You like this. So this was a clip from his. It's not fresh. It was from when he was at Strasbourg, but it's been all over the internet. So he explained the meaning of management. He said, in England, manage, if you split the two words, it's man and age. So you're aging men. Am I a manager or a coach? Both. Coaching is educating. Coaching is wanting to improve players on a tactical level. Management is making sure you have a strong culture, that your players have rules and regulations and you manage them in the right way. But yeah, man and age, he's aging men. There you go.
I heard his interview this morning where he was taking the responsibility for the keeper dropping a bollock or something. He might be all right. He looks pretty cool. That's really my only take so far. I like his hair. I like his glasses. I like his coat. Other than that, I don't want him to be a tit, but I've got a feeling. And obviously, as much as I'd like him to do well somewhere else, but no one fucking likes Chelsea. Like nobody. Thoroughly. Absolutely. One of the most unlikable teams there's ever been, like for generations, Chelsea. So it's a shame that we'd be hoping for him to fuck up. Anyway. Danny, Midler's here. Danny, how you doing? So yeah, I thought Arsenal were fine. My only winning pick for the week came in that. I said the results as well as the picks. The unders went over and the overs went under. So Newcastle was meant to go over and didn't. Chelsea was meant to go under and didn't. But the shots, I hit the shots. Harvey Barnes didn't play, so put a line through that. We got up to 27 shots in that Chelsea-Arsenal game. Said the line was 23.5, which was too high. So that wasn't too bad. And really, that's all I had to take away from those games. Baz, anything else?
Yeah, I mean, I had the overs in the Newcastle game, so fell short there. If Newcastle just took one of their chances, would have been all right. The Arsenal game, I took the Arsenal team total over 1.5. Yes. So it landed quite easily. Nice plus money price, 11 to 10. So happy with that one, aye.
Fair enough. Do not forget, Barry, to get your picks in. Prediction League back up and running this week. Predict Addict. Last week was a double game week. And Chris Swain was back out on top, 17 points. Kev Matthews, hola, senor ding dong. Second on 16. I was sitting in fourth and 14, chugging along quite nicely. So overall, I think it's Chris Swain who's still where's
I mustn't have put my picks on last time.
No, you didn't. You're a fucking idiot. It's logged me out as well. Hang on a minute. People are overall. Yes, Chris Swain has a 5-point lead from me in second. And Joe Dollar completes the rostrum in third. So Chris, me, and Joe up there. So get your picks in. You can win a hat or something like that. I've got some light-hearted. Wait, it's not actually. I'm retract the word light-hearted. I've got some thing that happened. It happened a couple of weeks ago initially, but there's been developments. I wasn't going to bring it up a couple of weeks ago in the interests of taste, but there's been developments, Barry. So I can bring it up now. Don't worry. You've been pulling a face like I'm going to start talking about Cox and that, because that's very much been your department the last 3 weeks. You've turned filthy. This is something different completely. A couple of weeks ago when I was in Minehead, if you remember, I came back on the Saturday. I got back mid-afternoon, about 4:30 on the Saturday. So the games were all in full swing. House was in darkness. I had a couple of hours turnaround before I went out to that posh kid's 18th birthday. So I thought there was no one in. Came in, stuck my head in Bob's cracked in, and Bob was in. He just lives in the dark. He's sitting on his Xbox, and he looks at me, and he said he took one headphone off his ear, and he said the following sentence, Barry. Wolves are 3-0 up, and Auntie Linda's died. Right? That was the sentence. I was like, fucking hell. Like a little fucking, I was, oh shit, Auntie Linda's died, but also Wolves are 3-0 up. So it turns out that the two women of the house were out addressing the Auntie Linda situation. So that's the end of that. Auntie Linda wasn't a proper family auntie. She's one of those aunties that we all have, like your mom's friend. So she was my mom's best mate. So she was an auntie to everybody. Anyone called her Auntie Linda Palmer. She was just Auntie Linda Palmer. So that was that. It was mildly funny. That was the end of it. However, it's Betty's birthday on Sunday, sorry. It's Betty's 16th on Sunday, so that's exciting. And this week, Barry, what I'm holding up here, what's this, Barry?
A letter.
Birthday card. What it is, Barry, it's a birthday card from beyond the grave. Whoa! It's from fucking Auntie Linda, isn't it?
Oh, wow.
God, so that, hello? Never seen a birthday card from beyond the grave before.
I mean, that's a rare,
so
it's
there
a rare
you go.
sight.
Postmark is the 8th of January, and she posted it to my mother's address. So my mother gave it to Betty. So, yeah. But also, there's more. Auntie Linda used to make all the cakes. This is another British. There's always one person who makes the cakes for everything, isn't there? Do you have that in your? Yeah. Christmas cakes. We always get a Christmas cake. I've definitely there'll be a chocolate cake in the freezer right now. One of Auntie Linda's chocolate cakes. She always makes the cakes. Weddings, birthdays, christenings, Christmas, you name it. So she's also made Betty's birthday cake. So we've got birthday cake from Beyond the Grave to enjoy on Sunday as well. So not only birthday card from Beyond the Grave, we've got birthday cake from Beyond the Grave as well. So what do you think of that, Baz?
I don't know what to say. I mean, it's not very often you get a card from someone who's already dead. That's a little bit new, isn't it?
It's new, isn't it? I thought it was worth mentioning. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's good. Interesting.
Wolves were 3-0 up as well. So
Hope you enjoy the cake.
It's a busy day. Busy day in Bob's world in the crack den. Yeah, Baz, can you bake a cake? Are you much of a baker, Baz?
The dessert, anything dessert stuff's Helen's domain. Helen's decent with the cake. She's good in the kitchen when it comes to baking. It's all savoury for me.
You're right, though. I'll tell you why. Because there's no flair in baking, Baz. Me and you are very much flair players. You know what I mean? We're Gaza. Like, the baking is science. If you can't fuck about with baking, you can't, well, just chuck an extra egg in. It's all fucked. Do you know what I mean? You can't just lob a handful of cumin in or flame grill it for 20 minutes. It's fucked. So that's where baking, for me, Barry, holds no interest whatsoever. Are you at all interested in making some picks on these Premier League games, Baz?
I think we better crack on, aye?
18 minutes, not too bad. We've got plenty of time, man. I'll read this out, Baz, without reading any of the yellow bits. Make more money betting sports with Avo. Avo is the best sports betting tool that helps you make a profit every time you decide to place bets. It is a arbitrage and EV opportunity tool. So it finds you betting opportunities where you can bet on both sides and lock in a profit. Really easy to use. The dashboard is very clean, dead easy to understand. Sign up, pick the sportsbook you use, and let Avo tell you how much to bet to guarantee a profit. There's a free Discord, which is at AVO Official. So you can see the success people are having for themselves. Get started now at avo.bet. The promo code is SGPN. That'll get you $18 off. Avo.bet, promo code SGPN for $18 off. And Kalshi, real money prediction markets, legal in 50 states. Tons of markets, NFL, college football, college basketball, politics, entertainment, all sorts of mad stuff on there. New Kalshi customers get $20 when they use promo code SGPN. That's KALSHI, promo code SGPN. Right. We go to... I'm just laughing at the chat, but I'm not reading it out. Saturday lunchtime is a 12:30 kickoff. 7:30 Eastern time, and it's a Manchester derby, Baz. Man United take on Manchester City. Man United have drifted here. They are out to 13-5. They were 12-5, plus 260. The draw is the one that's been nipped in. The draw's 14-5 from 3-1. So plus 280. The draw, Manchester City are steady at 19-20, minus 105. The first thing I've written down, actually, I don't remember writing this down, is ha. It was a very, very quick handicap. I watched Man City the other night. I think they're very, very good. I've watched Man United recently. I don't think they're very good at all. Man United can't beat anybody. And I know I put in brackets, yes, except fucking Newcastle. Like that result, every time I have to pull these stats up, that result, the little red, the green Man United thing, or the red one in our case, is so fucking annoying.
It's along there with the Sunderland one. When you look at the Sunderland form line, it's exactly the same. The only game that's fucking won was against us.
Your 2-1 nils. Burnley, Wolves, Leeds, you can count. Now, you want to make a case, they've only got one defeat in 9, if that's something you want to factor in. But Manchester City were impressive at Newcastle. They are considerably the better side, and the price is way too tempting to ignore. So, Man City, Danny's joining me in the chat. Joe wants Man City with both teams to score and the team total corners. 5.5 corners for Man City. But yeah, Man City for me, 19-20, minus 105.
Yeah, fairly obvious, really. I don't see any reason not to take Man City here. Apart from the only sort of reason would be the head-to-head record recently. They have won only one of the last... No, they won the last one and then failed to win the previous 4 before that. So Man United have had a decent record down the line against Man City. But I think more importantly, Man United have won only 1 of 7. Continue to look bang average. There's no reason to think Michael Carrick's going to come in and do any better than Fletcher did for the last couple of games. And then, of course, you've got City, unbeaten in 13 games now. Have had a little bit of a drop-off recently in the league. Aren't exactly dominating teams. But they can dominate this Man United defence, I reckon. It's got to be a City money line. Decent price, straightforward pick. Man City money line.
Oh, shit, hell. Went a bit raj then. Okay, 1 Ray Gun. Fef, where are you? Keep count. Luke Shaw fouls is Smudge's suggestion. Potentially up against Semenyo. Semenyo's a right bit of equipment. Fucking hell. He's a behemoth of a man. Like, I remember watching him when Bournemouth absolutely battered us last season. The game Kirk has scored, that worldie at the death. Semenyo up against Trippier was one of the most physical mismatches I've ever seen. Like, was literally, Trippier looked like a toddler up against Semenyo. Was fucking great the other night.
He's a massive addition for them, isn't he? Like, that really strengthens them out in that position. And you know, he's been a good player for Bournemouth, but then you put him in that team where he's got a license to just do what he wants. Like, big signing for him.
3 o'clock kickoffs on Saturday. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a lot. Oh, shit. Nearly spilled me tea. Chelsea take on Brentford. Chelsea 7-10, minus 142. The draw 3-1. And Brentford are 7-2, plus 350, Bazza.
Yeah, it was sort of a bit of a question mark, not knowing what to expect with Chelsea with a new man in charge, what difference that'll make. They did okay against Arsenal. Obviously lost in the end. But then before that, just a win over Charlton in their last 7 games. Meanwhile, Brentford are unbeaten in 6 league games, 4 wins, 2 draws. But away from home, they've only won 3 all season, Brentford away from home. And they were all against bottom half sides. They lost the other 7 as well, not many draws in there. So I didn't want Brentford here, despite them being in good form. That away form and the fact they don't beat any decent sides away from home had me going against them. Chelsea, I can't trust. They haven't won enough. We haven't seen enough of them under Rossini to want to get involved in them either as a pick. So I've gone for goals here. Away from home, Brentford have conceded at least 2 goals in 6 of the last 7 games. Chelsea games have just gone both teams to score in 7 in a row. And the overs hit in 6 of those 7 games for Chelsea as well. So I've gone for both teams to score an over 2.5 goals here at 20-21.
Okay, Joe has got the same pick. He's on the cards as well. This is 8th versus 5th, with Brentford being the team sitting in 5th, which is quite remarkable. 7 to 10 is short for Chelsea for 1 win in 9 in the league. New manager bounce, possibly, although we've had 2 games already. They've only won 4 out of the 10 home league games. So the 7 to 10 doesn't appeal on Chelsea at all. I think it's perfectly reasonable to think they might win, but you can't bet them. The first game finished 2-2 between these two. There's nothing fluky about Brentford's form. They've won 4 and drawn 2 of the last 6. The away form was a concern, but they have won the last 2 away games. Now, I noticed that trend that you noticed, Baz. 5 in a row, Chelsea. Both teams to score over 2.5. So that tempted me. But then Brentford doesn't match up particularly. I think Brentford, in the form they're in, can give them a good game here. And Brentford have not been behind at half-time for 6 games. Brentford plus a half in the first half is 19 to 20, minus 105. So not a market we often dip into, but I'll take a half-time draw here. Brentford plus a half at half-time, 19 to 20, minus 105. The next 3 o'clock kickoff sees Leeds United take on Fulham. Leeds 5 to 4 plus 125. The draw 11 to 5 plus 220. Fulham 12 to 5 plus 240. Won't surprise anybody, I think, who's listened to the last few weeks to know I'm going to pick Fulham here. All options are live, absolutely valid. Any pick, whatever pick you want to tell me next is valid, Baz, in this game. Because Leeds have been decent, Leeds have been good at home. But ultimately, Fulham are better than Leeds, I think. I don't think that's a controversial take. They're 9 points better off, so there's some evidence if you want it. And the price on Fulham is way too big for me to ignore here. They've been cashing at these sort of prices regularly. There's no in this. But I don't know why Fulham are twice the price. Fulham 12 to 5 plus 240, Barry.
Yeah, I thought you might end up there. I'll pick fairly quickly here. Fulham, I did think might be a bit of value as an underdog. They're unbeaten in 6 games now. But Leeds themselves have only lost 1 of the last 9 games. Loads of draws in there. They're not winning many games, Leeds, but they're not losing many. But the home form has seen them scoring plenty lately. 11 goals scored in the last 4 home games for Leeds. They put 3 past Chelsea and 3 past Liverpool at home. And that home form for Leeds and for goals is what stood out for me. 8 in a row, both teams to score. 7 of them went over 2.5 goals. Both teams are in good form. Both teams to score is hitting the last 4 games for Fulham as well. So I just took the both teams to score here. Both of them will play their part. 4 to 5, it's a reasonable price. Both teams to score.
Danny co-signs mine with a Fulham double chance. Lee's got a big price one here. 6 to 1, Fulham to win and both teams to score. So he's combined our 2 picks.
Yeah.
Not too bad at all like that. 3 o'clock kickoff. Liverpool take on Burnley. Liverpool 1 to 5, minus 500. You can get a little bit shorter, actually, but I could not be asked to work out the decimals. The draw is 11 to 2, plus 550. Burnley, Barry, are 10 to 1.
Yeah, Liverpool are now on an unbeaten run of 11 games, which seems pretty astonishing considering how crap they've been for the last 2 months, that they haven't lost a game. But the unbeaten run doesn't really tell the story when you consider they've dropped points to Sunderland, Leeds twice, Fulham, Forest. Loads of poor results in there. But Burnley just aren't a team I feel I can get behind to cause an upset at Anfield at this point. They have picked up 3 draws in the last 5 league games. 2 of them came at home, though. And away from home, they've only picked up 4 points all season. They've lost 8 of their 10 away games. But then it's where do you go for a bet with Liverpool at odds on? I can't have Liverpool in handicaps at the moment. I do think they'll win here. And I reckon they might shut Burnley out, which is where I've gone. They've got 4 clean sheets in the last 8 games. They did shut out Burnley in the reverse fixture. And although Burnley recently have been good for goals, they did fail to score in the last away game against Brighton. So, yeah, it was a bit of a struggle to try and find something. I think Liverpool will win. It's then how do you pick a bet? I got a Liverpool win to 0. As I say, 4 clean sheets out of the last 8. Liverpool win to 0, 10 to 11.
Okay, direct conflict here, Baz. Quite a stark one. The Liverpool form's all right. But you're right. At this price, you have to look if they're smashing teams up, because you have to take a handicap if you want to back them. And they're not. 2 handicap wins in those 11 games. So you can't back them at whatever price. And 2 0-0 draws in the last 3. So the team total's not appealing either. They're the 2 angles that we use when a team's 1-5 or whatever. So you can't go either. They've got no strikers, by the way. Is Ekitike fit? I'm not sure.
I think he's fit.
Zoboslai made a tit of himself the other night, didn't he, by the way? We never got onto that on Monday night. I don't know if Ekitike is fit. The other lads fucked, obviously. Burnley, generally horrible. 1-1, drawn 1, lost 8 if they're 10 road games. Against the top 9, they have drawn 1 and lost 10. So anyone in the top half of the table, but Burnley can't get anywhere fucking near. So there's an obvious angle in that trend. 5 away games against the top half, Baz, Burnley have played. And the scores have been 5-1, 2-1, 3-1, 2-1, 3-2. There's your trend. There it is. Liverpool to win and both teams to score. It's a right old price as well, by the way. I watched Burnley last week. They went Beano. They went nuts. They knocked in 5 goals, Baz. They went nap. So Liverpool to win, both teams to score. Would have cashed 5 out of 5 against top half teams. 9-5 plus 180. Direct contrast to your Liverpool to win, both teams to score. No. So there you go. 5 minutes of absolutely no help to anybody. 3 o'clock kickoff, see Sunderland take on Crystal Palace. This one is now a match on the books. Sunderland were slight favourites, but it's now 7-4 each of 2. Sunderland 7-4, Palace 7-4, plus 175. 21-10 the draw, plus 210. Fucking Sunderland. Even when they're playing a decent team, they get them at the worst possible time. Like, they play dog shit teams. I don't know what's up to their fixtures. It's like they played the same 3 shit teams on repeat. And now they get Palace, who you occasionally quite fancy. And they're at a really low ebb. Like, we've been on to Palace's demise for the last month or so, culminating in last week's shambles at Macclesfield. Sunderland, 1 win in 8. 5 of those draws. Still unbeaten at home. 1-5 drawn 5 of the 10 games. Palace only 2 draws from the last 6, plus a defeat at Macclesfield, so you can't trust them. The obvious angle here is the unders, because it's all low scoring. All the game logs are low scoring. 3 of Palace's last 4 have gone under, including both teams to score no. 5 in a row for Sunderland have gone under. That was before the 3-0 at Brentford. Both teams to score for Sunderland has gone no in 5 of 7. The under 2.5 was too short. That's what I wanted to pick. But it's 4-6. It's minus 150. But both teams to score no is backable. So I'll take that at 9-10, minus 111.
It's not a bad way to go in, because I like the unders, but it was far too short. Palace have fallen off a cliff since before Christmas, haven't they? No win in the last 9 games and an embarrassing defeat against Macclesfield last week. Sunderland have no win in 6 games inside 90 minutes and just 1 win in 9. They aren't losing many, but the form is absolutely full of draws. The obvious pick, as I say, was too short, under 2.5 goals. It's hitting 6 of the last 7 for Sunderland and 5 of the last 6 for Palace. Both teams are short of goals. Palace have scored, both teams have scored 2 goals in their last 5 games. So yeah, low scoring is good. I like your way in. I've just went for the draw. We've seen loads of draws lately. I don't think I've picked a draw all season, but I've got one here. Sunderland have drawn half their home league games so far this year, so they're not losing many, but they're drawing most of it, but drawing just as many as they're winning. They've drew the last 2, and if it is going to be a low scoring affair, then the draw is definitely live. It's definitely right in place. So I'll take the draw here, 21-10.
Yeah, don't mind it. Draws have been profitable, Baz. I've got one coming up later on. Matty Ferris is here. Go Seahawks. I need the Seahawks handicap for the weekend, Matty. So give us that. And Fefwef has. Oh no, it's not Fefwef actually. I thought it was. It was Matty. I was confused by the purple. I was just telling him how many ray guns we've had, but he's not actually here, so I won't do that. Underdog. You're home for pick'em entries. You can win up to 5,000 times your money. Underdog is bringing the playoff magic, all playoffs on every playoff weekend. Open the Underdog app to see what promos are waiting for you. Brand new offer is play $5, get $75 in bonus funds. Sign up with the code PLGP. And Rhythm has crushed the NFL this season, especially on props. Really good last season in the playoffs. 22 in 12 on reception props. 6-1 on passing touchdown props. Loads of other good stuff there too. Really easy to sign up. Run predictions off the house model or build your own. If you're looking to go premium, use the promo code SGPN25 when you download the Rhythm app for 25% off your first month. Download Rhythm, use promo code SGPN25. Still 3 o'clock on Saturday. The final one of these is Spurs against West Ham United. Tottenham are 7-10, minus 142. 3-1 the draw. West Ham are 7-2 plus 350, Baz.
Where are we? Lost my notes. There we go. Yeah, two horrible sides, two struggling sides, two managers under pressure. I mean, potentially one of them could be over by the end of this week if they lose this one. But it was a horrible one to make a pick on, really. I thought, particularly with Spurs at such a short price. First thought, or so, it wasn't really. First thing was Spurs goals. I thought purely based on the West Ham form line. West Ham have conceded 2 or more in 5 of their last 6 games. They don't have a clean sheet since August, West Ham. So Spurs will definitely get at least 1. Can they get 2? That was where I looked first. It's a bit short, 4-6 for Spurs to score 2 or more. And then I started to doubt myself anyway, because you look at the Spurs form and how unpredictable they are. They've only scored twice, once in the last 6 league games. So I ended up swerving that entirely. I couldn't see any trends in terms of goals for Spurs at all. But I just thought you can't back Spurs. 1 win in 6 at odds on. You can't. Even against a team with no win in 10 like West Ham. And you can't back West Ham because they just can't beat anybody. So I've got another draw. First one of the season in the Sunderland game. But I'm going back-to-back draws here. I'm going to take Spurs and West Ham to draw at 3-1. West Ham have had 5 draws this season. 4 of them were away from home. So here they are away from home. They've already drawn against Brighton, Man United, Everton, Bournemouth. They're going to get a draw against Spurs here. 3-1.
Yeah, I've made a pick, Baz, with no method behind it, and one that you've already like poo-pooed in your handicap, which is absolutely right. This is the proverbial bald men in a comb situation, isn't it? By the way, the first thing I know, the price on West Ham is fucking appalling. 7-2 is a terrible price. I don't care who they're playing. Like, you want 6-1 to back them. 7-2. It also speaks to just how shit Tottenham are. 2 home wins from 10 for Tottenham. Impossible to back at the price. No trends either. Conor Gallagher is a positive signing, I believe. West Ham are woeful. They haven't won since November the 8th. It's a long time ago, isn't it? But 10 games, back-to-back defeats against Wolves and Forest. Paquetá's jumping ship off to Flamengo. Struggle to find an angle at all. So I've picked one that's only hit once in the last 6 games, and it's very, very short. So it's a terrible pick at an awful price. Tottenham team total over 1.5 at 7-10, minus 140. If I had one of those laser pens off Men in Black, I would just erase your mind for the last 2 minutes, because that is a dog shit pick. 5:30 on Saturday, 12:30 Eastern Time. Nottingham Forest take on Arsenal. Nottingham Forest they've drifted here. They were 9-2. They're now 5-1. So Forest have drifted half a point. The draw is Burlington Bertie 130 plus 333. Arsenal 1-2 minus 200. I'm not having Forest. I think I've made that pretty clear. Mainly because of Sean Dyche. I think he's a cretin. They won at West Ham, which is nothing form. They needed the win. But you've got to remember, they were saved from going 2-0 down by the poxiest offside of a bloke on the wing running towards his own goal when his heel was offside. That's 2-0 West Ham and it's game over. And Forest were fucked. They get back in the goal then with an equally dodgy VAR penalty, a flappy hand punch in the face. So here's the stat of the night for Arsenal. 10 out of 10 wins against teams in the bottom half. and they've covered the handicap 5 times. 4 out of those 5 have been against bottom 5 teams, and the handicap is a huge price, 6-4. Games against the bottom 7 have had goals. 5-5-5, 3-2-2-3. So I like the handicap, but my pick is going to be Arsenal to win and over 1.5 match goals. It's 17-20, minus 116.
Oh, you want me to make a pick now? I got distracted. That's what happened there.
Why?
I was actually I can't tell you, it's ridiculous.
You can. Have you got Love Island on the telly?
No, it's just shows my total disregard for the podcast. The fact I'm sitting here buying a shirt as we.
He's buying a shirt.
Right,
look at that. Hey, that's all right.
It's all right, I know.
Yeah, you've got that is your style. You've got a lot of shirts like that, Baz. You like a checked shirt.
Yeah, it's reduced, but then it's got an extra. I just got an email about an extra 20% off.
How much is it?
It's expensive, like it's £70 down to 50, and then it's got an extra 20% off, so it'll be 40. Sorry,
I don't think I've ever spent 40 quid on a shirt.
It's Barber, isn't it? Barber.
I got a 40 quid cap today, free of charge, Barry. If you say things about this game, it's just over there. I'll fit.
Yeah, we should talk about game, shouldn't we?
Yeah, you do that. I'll go and get my new cap to show everybody.
Yeah, I've got something I was going to get to show everybody as well, but I'll do that later. Yeah, Forest v Arsenal. I think you've got to keep taking Arsenal as it stands, and there's nothing in the Forest form to persuade me otherwise. Arsenal 5 wins and a draw in the last 6 games, whilst everybody else was dropping points over Christmas. Arsenal just carried on winning. I know Forest beat West Ham last time out. They lost 4 in a row before that. Forest at home doesn't change anything either. They've only won 3 at home all season. They've won just as many away from home as they have at home. And I just don't see Forest troubling Arsenal here. Also, Arsenal 8-15 means you've got to work out the best way to play it. But I've got some in here. Forest have lost 12 games this season. 10 of those 12 defeats came without them scoring a goal. Goals are the problem for Forest. Only Wolves have scored less than Forest, and now they're up against the best defence in the league. So it's going to be a 1-0 here. Arsenal 1-0, 11-8.
Yeah, the 2-0 will cover that for me. Michael says he sold the caravan and kept the curtains with that shirt. So, right, Danny Midler's laughing at my fucking hat. I don't know why. So, I went to meet my casino mate today to return all the casino tables that I fucked over the Christmas period, as I've informed you a couple of times. I've mangled quite a lot of his equipment. So it wasn't a pleasant meeting, frankly. I met him at Hexham and I gave him all his shit back, which he's now got to fix. However, he bought this cap for himself. And then he said he couldn't get away with a flat brim, just didn't suit him at all. He'd missed the cut-off point to return it. So then he said, would I like the hat? Well, I'm a big hat guy, Barry, as you well know. So I don't mind it, like. He said it's Danish. I don't know
what is it?
Fuck knows. Black Skies.
Never heard of it.
No, neither have I. But he gave it to me. It's a 40 quid cap, and I think I look pretty damn dandy in it. So I don't know what you're all looking at. Mal looks like he should be with all special kids on special bus. Says like, that's a very special sentence and mildly offensive. Oh, fair enough. That's a nice hat. Anyway, what's happening? Arsenal. We've done Arsenal. Oh, I'll tell you what, fucking hell. People think it's card from beyond the grave. I'll move that out of the way. It's time for kickoff, Barry. And there is not very long left to get. Barry leads 2-1. We're round about in the 84th minute. And I took a gamble last time. And actually, whether it works or not, Barry, I did the right thing. I've thought about it long and hard over the last 3 or 4 nights. And I'll explain. You might see it pan out. But anyway, so I played the ball square across my own penalty area in the style of McKenna's Ipswich Town from last season. Leaving you in prime position, Baz. The ball is in E6. So it's right, like on the edge of the D, basically, right in the middle of my goal for you to do what you want with.
D6.
Yeah.
Where are we?
Two squares outside the penalty area.
Yeah. 2. Right. Let me have a quick look then. I've got a fucking. I feel like you must have a keeper. You must have a keeper to be playing that card because it was too
Okay.
dangerous. You're not brave enough. Right. This isn't good podcast material here, but let's have a look.
Disagree, Barry. The crowd are on tenterhooks.
How many steps away from your goal am I?
1, 2, 3, 5, and it'll be in.
Yeah, let's do it. I'll go forward 4.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah.
And then, oh, you dirty bastard. That's a penalty, Malcolm. I'll play my
Oh,
penalty.
have you got the penalty?
Yes.
Fuck off, Barry.
Bosh.
Oh, that's disappointing. Show me.
Hit the penalty card in. Sure, yeah.
Ah, fucking hell. Is that Betty's glasses?
Betty's glasses.
Okay. All right. Okay. Penalty to Barry. Oh, fuck's sake.
That arrived just this evening.
Did it?
Yeah.
Do you know what? I went upstairs just before to say, send Barry his new card. And she looked at it and she made a noise. And I was like, that's unfair. I pulled her about. I said, that's unfair. I said, what do you mean? I said, you can't make a noise. Like, fucking, oh, man. Well, anyway, we'll take the penalty on the next episode. Penalty, 84th minute spot kick to Barry. Anyone who's on over 3.5 goals, it's gone suspended for the week. Riveting stuff, says John Cullifay. John, welcome along. John, do you like me hat? Yes, is the answer. All right, we'll move across to Sunday. That's knocked the wind out my sails, that Barry. Spot kick. Me clever plan has backfired. Fucking McKenna. That's what's happened. 2:00 on Sunday. Wolverhampton Wanderers take on Newcastle United. Wolves 72 plus 350. The draw is 29-10 plus 290. Newcastle are 7-10 minus 142. I am on commentary duty on this one. It's my second Newcastle match. Hoping it goes ever so slightly better than my first one, which was the Sunderland game. Baz, Wolves, Newcastle.
Yeah, I kept this one quite simple. I think Newcastle will win. They have been hit and miss. They are hard to rely upon. The away form isn't great. But when you look at the games they are winning, it's these games against these bottom end sides. The last 5 league wins for Newcastle came against Leeds, Palace, Burnley twice, and Everton. So it's all the teams down that end of the table. The away form has been shite, but the only 2 games they've won, Burnley and Everton, again, teams down that end of the table. And the other thing that stands out, when Newcastle win, they generally need 2 goals to do it, as they haven't got many clean sheets in them. Wolves are unbeaten in 3, but I'm taking Newcastle to take them down here. And once again, I'm going to tag on the over 1.5 goals. It's becoming a bit of a repetitive play for Newcastle here. I normally only do this when they're at home, but I'm confident here. Newcastle win and over 1.5 goals. Because when Newcastle win, they don't win 1-0. Apart from the other game they played against Wolves, they did beat Wolves 1-0 early in the season. But yeah, Newcastle win and over 1.5, even money.
Yeah, little fight back Wolves have mounted. They're still 14 points from safety. Draw v Man United, win at West Ham, draw v Everton. Form's not terrible. They look a little bit happier generally, almost like the pressure's off now. Now they know they're fucked. They're starting to play a little bit. And maybe the managers got a little bit out of them. Newcastle were fairly beaten on Tuesday night. The league form's okay. They've won 3 in a row, but it's all a bit random. 4-3 Leeds. The win at Burnley was dog shit. The 3-3 against Bournemouth in the Cup. So that 3-1 win at Burnley is a possible comparison game here. They need to be winning games like this, Newcastle. I do think they'll win. We haven't kept a clean sheet in 8 away games. Wolves are scoring every week. It's the same Newcastle pick as always. It missed on Tuesday. It shouldn't have done. It should have hit because we had enough chances of both teams to score over 2.5. It's even money. And kind of everyone in the chat's dancing around the same 3 or 4 bets. Joe, Newcastle with both teams to score, which is a twist on your pick, Baz. Danny's got the same pick as me, both teams to score and over 2.5. So yeah, we're all kind of on the same page. The penultimate game here is on Sunday afternoon, 4:30 kickoff, 11:30 Eastern Time. Aston Villa taking on Everton. Aston Villa 4-6, -150. The draw 29-10, +290. Everton 17-4, +425. Barry, has Barry just disappeared? Right, I was opening a different page there, and I've put this page on, and Barry's gone. Did anyone see Barry disappear? Should I just carry on saying things? How bizarre. Villa couldn't quite get the job done at Crystal Palace last time. 0-0 draw. A little bit disappointing. They had a good win at Tottenham in the Cup, though, so they were back. They have won their last 8 home Premier League games. Everton out of form, 1 win in 6, and that was a 2-0 at Nottingham Forest 3 games ago. Poor form against the top 6 teams, 1 draw and 5 defeats, although the draw was against Aston Villa. I like Villa in an acca. I think they're fine at 4-6 if you want to stick them in your accumulator. The 4-6 is that horrible price to try and find an angle on because it's too short for what we deem as our cut-off point. But then it doesn't often sit well with handicaps and stuff. I did find a bet that's hit against Forest, Man United and Arsenal in Villa's last 3 home games, which is the Villa team total. And that is a decent price. Villa team total over 1.5 is 4-5, -125. Barry's back. You freaked me out there, Baz, because I went on the Bet365 screen and then I came back and you just fucked off. I didn't know if you'd been vaporized or whatever. Where have you been?
I just went to get something. You went to get your hat. I've gone to get something else that I'm going to show at the end of this.
Have you ordered that shirt?
No, no.
You haven't?
I'm undecided.
To be fair, it's had a bit of stick in the chat. As was my hat, to be fair.
I've started to question my decision now.
Yeah,
thanks, everyone. No, I just went to grab something that I'm going to show off later on. But
okay.
Anyway, you put me off now. Where were we? Aston Villa, Everton.
Yes, mate.
Villa's winning streak stopped a few weeks ago against Arsenal. They then dropped points against Palace last week, but both games away from home at Villa Park, still on an 11-game winning streak. And I just don't see Everton breaking that streak here. Everton have been pretty average lately. I actually thought Villa would be a shorter price here, given their home form, given Everton's recent struggles with just 1 win in 7 games. So I thought Villa were all right as a starting point. Everton's forms screams unders. 6 of the last 7 went under 2.5. But the Villa form line goes the other way. 4 of their last 5 went over 2.5. The reverse fixture did finish 0-0, but that was early in the season before Villa really got going. I think Villa at home, where they're winning regularly, I'm happy to take Villa here. And I found a pick that's hitting 8 of the last 10 at home for Villa. That's Villa win and over 1.5 goals. So back-to-back picks, similar picks where Newcastle are going the same way. Villa win over 1.5 is 11-10.
Don't mind it, Baz. Very, very similar. The final game of this game week is on Monday night, 8 o'clock, kickoff, 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Brighton and Hove Albion take on Bournemouth. Brighton are 17-20, -116, 29-10 the draw, +290. Bournemouth 27-10, +270. Barry, finish us off with a winner.
Yeah, tricky one because certainly in terms of trying to find a winning side, it's Brighton, so you never know which Brighton side are going to turn up. They are unbeaten in 4 now, having knocked Man United out of the Cup. But the league form has only 1 win in the last 8. That win came against Burnley. They have had a tricky run of games, though, Brighton. I think you look at the form. They played Liverpool, Arsenal, City, Villa, so they're playing all the top 4 sides there in the last 8 games. This does look an easier test. Bournemouth haven't been at the best lately. I think there'll be goals here for Brighton because Bournemouth give up goals to everyone at the moment. They've conceded 14 in the last 5 games. Both teams to score has hit in 7 straight games for them. And they have racked up plenty of goals themselves. Comfortably the highest scoring team in the bottom half, Bournemouth. They've got 34 goals. They've scored more goals than Liverpool, Newcastle and Villa, who are teams in the top 6. So they've got plenty of goals in them. They just can't keep them out the other end. So it's got to be goals here. Over 2.5 goals is really skinny at 8-15, but I think we can get the extra one. I think we can get over 3.5 here. Over 3.5 is 6-5, and it's hitting the last 5 Bournemouth games. and 4 of those 5 actually went over 4.5. So that's going to be my pick here. Over 3.5 goals at 6-5.
Lots of goals. Tom Green, Iceman, has made it into the chat. Tom Green wins YouTube. He's by far our most prolific YouTube commenter. Welcome, Tom. Nice to have you along for 5 minutes. Brighton are too short. 1 win in 8, which was against Burnley. Not many patterns going on with them either. They're fucking idiots, aren't they? Bournemouth win against Tottenham was their first win in 12, so that's not very helpful. Did you have strong trends for overs, though? You just talked about goals, Baz. Over 2.5 and BTTS. But both teams have drawn plenty of games. I said there was a draw coming. You've put 2 out. We've been on draws the last few weeks. Well in profit. Bournemouth have drawn 5 out the last 10. Brighton have drawn 5 out the last 10. Fucky 3-1 thereabouts every week. Just money in the bank in it. System play. That's hashtag maths. Don't even have to handicap it, Baz. So that would have hit 50%. It would have you well in profit. So even if I lose, it's still the right play. So I'll take the draw at 29-10 plus 290. Brighton both seem to score over 2.5 for Joe. Brighton both seems to score to win for Michael. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of games. There's not much conflict in these games. This whole slate, judging from everyone who's suggestion, is finding the right pick. Do you know what I mean? It's we're in that part of the selection now. Is it the team total? Is it to win? Is it both teams to score? Whatever. But there's not much conflict in terms of how we've handicapped the games. Onto the exotics, Barry. Would you like to lead us off, or would you like to go second?
I'll lead off.
Go on.
I'm ready for it. My lock's going to be Man City to beat Man United, 19-20. Ooh. Dog, I struggle with the dog, so I'm going to stick a draw in there because I've got a couple of draws. The draw in this Palace v Sunderland game, it's 21-10, so it's the biggest price of the 3, so I'm classing that as a dog.
Can I stop you there, Barry? I don't know if that's allowed.
You've done it before. You would definitely do it before.
Oh, it's fine. It's absolutely fine. What are you talking about? Then get on with it.
It's the biggest price of the 3, so it counts. My score, I'm going to go for Foden this week, 9-4. Anytime, 17 to first or last. Corned beef pie, West Ham, Spurs. So it's an over 2.5 treble. Spurs, West Ham, Newcastle, Wolves, Brighton, Bournemouth, over 2.5 goals. Gets you 7-2 for that treble. And the steak and Stilton, and I've got some steak. Oh, fucking hell, look at that.
Is that what you went to get?
Yeah, I'll show you that in a minute. Steak and Stilton, 2 draws, the Sunderland game, the Spurs game, and then I'm going to tag Newcastle in as a winner as well. 33-1 for the Sunderland game, the Spurs game to be a draw, Newcastle to win.
Okay. I will start with Dave. He's been on the bench. We left him out of cup action for a couple of weeks, but he's back. And his pick is boring. He's back chalky again. He went rogue for a couple of weeks. Chelsea on the money line, 7-10, just about backable. He says it's the safest qualifying angle with the best matchup profile. Fucking word salad, isn't it? I did ask him in the very popular Get to Know Dave section of the show, with it being the FA Cup last week, I asked him what the best ever FA Cup match was. He gave me 2 answers. Wigan 1, Man City 0, 2013. And he must have a thing out against Man City, because his second answer was Everton 3, Man City 0 from 1933. So what he liked about that, I don't know what he liked. That game, Baz, here's something. You know how this show's edutainment, we like to call it. In that match, Everton, Man City, 1933, Everton wore numbers 1 to 11. Manchester City wore numbers 12 to 22.
Why?
Just fuck. I don't know. You don't need to know why. Just you can tell people that around the water cooler tomorrow, Barry, in the office. They love that.
Did he tell you that?
So there you go. My lock is the same as your lock.
Did tell you that?
Sorry?
Did Dave tell you that?
Dave told me that, yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Flashy bastard. Man City is a lock. Dog, Fulham, always 12-5 plus 240. Corned beef pie is a straight old money line on Arsenal, Villa, and Liverpool at 2-1. And my steak and stilt is an Asian treble -1.5. Manchester City, Arsenal, and Villa is 22-1. They can all win by 2 goals. My anytime goal scorer, it's time, Barry. It's been a long old season with no goals for the following player, but Sunday is the day. Anthony Elanga, Barry. It's time for him to come. Yeah, you may furrow your brow. It'll be unfurrowed when he pops the onion bag after 3 minutes at the weekend. 17-2 plus 850. First and last. 5-2 plus 250. I did also pick Tijani Reindeer. He scored 3 in his last 5. 14-1. And I did think Man City would score plenty of goals. He was rested against us the other night, so I think he'll play. And Man United are absolutely fucking woeful. So Tijani Reindeers is 14-1 first and last. 4-1.
I considered Reinders. Reinders
Did you?
then got on my radar. Him or
Well, we double him up with
mean,
Anthony Elanga, Baz, for about 140-1 double.
Nice.
Data Dave is a Berry fan, according to Andy Williams. I think that's
Beckett Goddo is the answer, Danny.
that Beckett Goddo. Yes, fucking top of the list. I'm just laughing at that because I've just pulled up our lists for Saturday to get the Elanga price. So going down the Newcastle players, Baz, right? Nick Waltemada, Johan Wisser, Harvey Barnes, Anthony Gordon. Who's next on the list?
God, I couldn't tell you.
Sean Neve. Sean Neve. And then Anthony Elanga, Jacob Murphy, Bruno G. Sean Neve slipped in there. He said, what? Like, shorter price than Elanga. Shorter
Beckett
price
Goddo is currently playing in Strasbourg. He scored 2 goals this season.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh, we missed it.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Lee Smith's doing a funny rubbish. Yeah, Sean Neve. So anyway, Sean Neve, who's never, ever got on, I don't think. He might have got on like for the last 10 seconds against Bromley in the Cup. But so why he's 4th favourite to score in front of all those players. I think, Baz, 1 hour and 2 minutes. We've gone over, Barry. We'll be getting fined. Oh, right. Tell us. I never saw your steak. Have you showed it?
Dinner, I'll show it again in a second. Dinner tonight. I'll tell Danny what I had for me dinner first. Because I was quite impressed with it tonight. It was a bit of a winged effort. I went in the freezer. I had several packs of lamb leg steaks.
Ooh, tidy.
Frozen. So I didn't have time to defrost them. So I cooked them in the pressure cooker because you can put frozen stuff in the pressure cooker. So I pressure cooked 6 lamb leg steaks, shredded them to bits, put loads of like Lebanese seasoning on top, like a shawarma seasoning, and then chucked it in the frying pan to like crisp it up, and had some nice Lebanese lamb shawarma and some tacos, little tacos. It was nice. Pickled red cabbage, and a little bit of coriander. Nice. But I went to the butcher's today, Malcolm. How about that? What a piece of beef. Oh, God.
What's that? Jesus, it's taking the laptop. Oh, fucking hell.
That's a whole sirloin.
Oh
6
my
kilograms of it. Beautiful, isn't it?
Is that coming to the Super Bowl party, or is that for your tea tomorrow?
Yeah, that's for my tea tomorrow. Strip loin, as they would call it in America, that is. It was a bargain. 6 kilos, that is. How much do you reckon?
Well, you've obviously bought it because it was a bargain, because you're notoriously parsimonious. I mean,
it wasn't cheap, but it was cheap.
No. 58 quid.
Close. That was 68.
Half a point.
Not bad, like. Selling it for £12 a kilo. You're paying about 30 quid for that normally per kilo. So happy with that. I'm going to cut it up into some big steaks and leave a couple of roasting joints off it. Be nice, nice for a roast, that.
I let the team down, Barry, by having microwaved macaroni cheese. Yeah, you're right to make that noise. It was fucking dreadful. I got stuck in between meals because I had to go to Hexham this morning. So I was all over the place. I had a misplaced apple and that threw everything off. Right. Should we let the people go away?
We should, yeah.
Excellent. Champions League next week. So I reckon Monday night, Baz, because I'll go into Manjaro's. So I can get some meat down me on Sunday. Going to Manjaro's with B for her birthday on Sunday. And we're going to have birthday cake from beyond the grave, so I'll let you know how that goes. Imagine if I'm haunted next week. Whoa, with fucking icing coming out of my ears and that. So that'll be interesting. Thanks everyone for joining us. That was loads of fun. Good luck with your picks. Enjoy the football. Keep an eye out for the schedule of the show next week. And we will see you all down the road. Cheers.